So in today's video, I would like to show you how to share the final letter grades that your students have received in WPC 101 with both the students via Blackboard and then also with myself so that I can make sure that the students' grades are uploaded into the roster grade system before the end of the semester. This is very easy. All you'll need to do is to go into your WPC 101 page and click Full Grade Center. And for this test course, the only person who's in here right now is me. So you'll see that you should have the last name, the first name. You should have student ID numbers. Those would be 10-digit ID numbers. I've actually hidden that information for this trial because I don't want you to know my student ID. But this should be a set of numbers for your students. And then also a total points. So this will be all the points that your students have earned throughout the semester. You want to make sure before you do any final grade calculations that you have updated all of the grade columns in Blackboard. That includes absence penalties, all of the assignments, extra credit, which remember can be up to 60 points, all the participation for 15 weeks, and then finally the faculty lectures for September, October, and November. All you need to do now is to create a column that will give you the opportunity to input a letter grade. So let's check first. The students' total points here are 918. If I look on the WPC 101 course policies and syllabus, I'll see that 918 points equates to an A-. So what I'm going to do is to share this with my student, I'm going to create a column. I'm going to ask that everybody call it final letter grade, just for consistency. Scroll down a little bit more. In terms of the display, you want to make sure that this is text, since you're going to be entering an A- as opposed to a numeric score. You don't need to assign a category. You do need to say that it's worth 0 points because you don't necessarily want the student earning any points for you having made this, this entry. And then as you scroll to the bottom, you don't need to insert a grading period or a due date, and just make sure that it is not included in Grade Center calculations and that it is shown to students. Finally, click Submit. And your column should have been added at the very, very end. All you'll need to do is in that cell, click it, type the letter grade that you want, and hit return. And now that is going to show up for the students as the letter grade that they've earned in WPC 101. That will work for your students. Generally, I like to do this and give them about 24 hours, sending out an announcement saying final letter grades have been posted on Blackboard. Please log in and check it. Make sure there are no issues or questions. After that time, I'm going to send it to the coordinator of the program, and she will post them to your transcripts. Now, there is an interim step for you. What you need to do is actually to download a report from the Grade Center that includes the students' information and also their final letter grades for WPC 101. But Blackboard makes this super simple. All you need to do is click Work Offline and download. It'll bring you to this screen. You want to download the full Grade Center. You want to leave it in the tab delimiter type, and you don't need to include hidden information. Generally, you shouldn't have to touch anything here unless something has changed. And then where you want to save it, you want to save it to My Computer. Just click Submit, and then Download. Now it's going to give you an option of where you want to download it. I am going to ask that you title this file your name and the section line number, which would be a 5-digit number. This is going to help us sort so that if we're missing any line number or if we're not sure where your class's file went on our end, just makes it a little bit easier to have this information as opposed to the sort of generic one that Blackboard produces. And you can just save it wherever. Okay. So now it's been saved on the desktop. I'm going to open it up so we can take a look at it. It's going to look a little different on my end because I am using numbers. But you should have all of that information that is available in the gradebook here in this Excel spreadsheet. You should again see student's ID number here. It should be a 10-digit number. And if you scroll to the very end, you should have a column titled Final Letter Grade that does have a letter value. If you've got both of those things on there and the student's letter grades match up, you're good to go. All you'll need to do now is to submit this file to Blackboard. And I'm going to show you how to do that. You'll just go into our 394 site and go into Course Assignments. and it should appear right at the top. Again, just make sure that you do have both the student's final letter grade and the ID number. I know I've said that about 3 times, but that's immensely important. If we're missing one of those details, we won't be able to use your file. Just click into the assignment. Directions are in here. Browse your computer. Find that Excel file and click Submit. And it should generate a preview for you so you can get a sense of what it looks like. And you can see it's a giant spreadsheet, teeny tiny. But what we'll be able to do, we'll take this file and we'll match it up with the roster grade system. And what this does is it ensures that there is no data entry error. Basically, what you inputted into Blackboard is what you downloaded into the Excel file, which is the same file that we use to upload the grade. So it really eliminates any of those keystroke errors that we could have posting, over 2,000 students' grades. Do let me know if you have any additional questions or difficulties creating the column, the file, or getting it uploaded. You have my contact information on our course syllabus, and I look forward to getting this information from you. Remember that final grades are due by 9 a.m. on Monday, December 16th, so that we can get these uploaded and posted before the 18th, which is the deadline for all ASU grades.